I'm in the Cometic Gaskets booth here at PRI. Joining me is Kevin, and we're going to talk about some cool new exhaust manifold gaskets that have some unique properties. But first, who are these gaskets for?
Pretty much racers, engine builders, and even the guys out in the garage on the weekends putting their headers back on.
Now, they have some really unique properties. You've kind of shown me that there's like two different materials that are used. What are these materials, and why did you guys decide to go with two different ones?
Well, what we were finding is there's a lot of people out there in the industry that have a lot of old headers. They're all warped or they have really bad surfaces, and they go to put them on. They don't want to buy new ones. They put them on and they leak. So we came across this new material that actually bonds a layer of compressible graphite onto an armor core material, which allows a high heat threshold and insulates from heat getting back into the cylinder head. This allows the warped flanges to seal real well instead of using a typical gasket that's going to ticking or creating an exhaust leak later down the road.
I can actually see like compressions on this, so that means that this material is pretty unique.
It's very forgiving. There's a lot of old headers floating around out there, and guys don't want to give them up for whatever reason. So the amount of compressibility that these gaskets offer allow those guys to use those headers even longer without having to replace them.
What are kind of some of the main features that these gaskets offer?
Well, they don't stick, so there's not really a whole lot of mess whenever you do go to pull the headers back off. That's always nice. Like I said, the compressibility of the graphite allows for some pretty gnarly surfaces to still be sealed up pretty well. And then with the armor core, you get a nice seal to the head, and there's even some insulating properties there, so the heat that's generated by the exhaust doesn't backflow back into the cylinder head.
And then you mentioned kind of that you don't think anyone else in the industry is using, two different materials on gaskets, right?
Even back in house, we have used the graphite before and the armor before separately, and it's up until recently we just started using it together. So it's not anything that I've seen. I've been in the industry for a little while, so it seems like a pretty neat new material.
Now, for it being a new material, there has to be some testing that's done, correct?
Yeah, we test and validate all of our new materials and gasket designs. We have an in-house dyno cell that we run everything through its paces, nice long 25 and 50-hour endurance tests. So we make sure it works before we ever send anything out of the building.
So these gaskets have been tested for the buyer's benefit, and if I want to pick up any of these gaskets or any of the other products that Cometic carries, where do I go?
Cometic.com, or call our 800 number and talk to any of the techs that are there and very knowledgeable to help you out.
So be sure to check out Cometic Gaskets.